Jack, isn't it your turn to lead the flag salute?
Yes, ma'am. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good schools, good teachers. The best of teaching for our children. Betsy Mayburn has a warm personality, a liking for, a feeling for children. But to become a good teacher, she had to have something more, much more. In the course of the school day, Betsy Mayburn has 5 classes, 136 students. How is she able to work with them, answer questions, listen alertly, keep the whole class thinking, cover the necessary subject matter, deal with interruptions, and give special thought to dozens of problems? How did Betsy Mayburn acquire an understanding of children and how they learn? A knowledge of how to help different children in different ways, day after day helping them grow. Good teachers don't just happen. Like other highly skilled professions, good teaching demands professional preparation. How did Betsy Mayburn become a good teacher? In America, there are more than 1,200 authorized universities and colleges for teacher education. Institutions large and small, private and public. These are the colleges that graduate professional, qualified teachers. 100,000 of them every year. These young people are sought out by principals, superintendents, and school boards, aware that they know the subjects they are to teach, that their attitudes and education are professional, knowing that they can teach. How do these young people become good teachers, accepting the responsibilities of their profession, maintaining and raising the standards and quality of teaching wherever they teach? Donna is one of many thousands of young men and women who want to teach. Will she make it? Will she become a good teacher?
Personality, aptitudes, academic record. Oh, I see that you were secretary of the Future Teachers Club. Well, your advisors seem to think that you'll make a good teacher. Of course, you realize that your placement here depends only in part on your past records.
I've heard about the exams.
Well, with your record, you shouldn't find them too difficult. The children need teachers, Donna. They deserve good ones.
Preliminary examinations include English, math, science, history, and social studies. All of these applicants have qualifications which might help them become good teachers. Examinations help classify and select the best. Then there are further psychological and aptitude tests. Health, both mental and physical, is vital to alert teaching. And any speech defect is spotted for study and correction.
Any more than they see their own faces. There is not even a looking glass for the voice. Of course, there is something audible to us when we speak, but that something is not our own voice as it is known to all our acquaintances.
All right. Well, I'm sure that you'll agree that the teacher's voice should be warm and versatile and encouraging, and your voice is. And yet firm when it's necessary to be firm. Well, it's a bit thin, but I'm sure our speech course will help you achieve more depth. All right? It's a good voice.
English, history, mathematics, psychology, economics, science, languages are the main part of Donna's studies. But what is the extra added quality that will make Donna a teacher? It begins in the way these students approach their subjects. In all her classes, Donna sees that the students are teaching and learning from each other.
Government. And now we're going to take up the third type of government. We'll look at the structure and a few of the advantages and disadvantages of this type. This is known as the city manager plan. In this, the voters actually elect their council, and the council, in turn, chooses the city manager. This city manager is responsible for all the...
This constant awareness of teaching skill, her alertness to the manner of teaching, as well as the subject matter, is Donna's first step in learning to teach. Donna's objective is to help others learn.
Up to this point in our study of human circulation, we have been following the pathway of the blood around the human body as it carries materials to and from the functioning organs of the body. Now, a serious problem arises. Well, now I'll try to illustrate the problem and let you see how it's solved. Now, don't laugh at this outline. Somewhere there's a human being that looks like this, believe it or not. Might be even one of you.
In every college, there are outstanding professors, teachers whose knowledge and enthusiasm for their subject, their lively, alert personalities, their creative, inspirational teaching makes them unforgettable.
Well, it's very simple. There are two little flexible flaps constituting a one-way valve here. One way because they yield to allow blood to move posteriorly into the ventricle, but when the blood is put under pressure here, these close, forcing the blood to leave through the normal channel with undiminished pressure. Now your laboratory material lets you see these one-way valves in operation. Something the matter?
I can't see it.
Oh, well, let's see now. The light's all right. You've forgotten to close down your diaphragm with a highly transparent object. Now look. Now remember what we're looking for. The heart is longitudinal with...
The courses Donna is taking give her a broad and thorough background in subject matter and special knowledge and competence in her chosen field of science. But a teacher must know more.
No two individuals are exactly alike, not even identical twins. These individual differences help us to understand why children in a family with the same father and mother may react differently to guidance. One child to one method, a brother or sister to another method.
Such knowledge and understanding will help Donna understand individual children, their characteristic patterns of growth, the basic dynamics of how they learn. In a carefully selected and controlled situation in a real school, guided but unobtrusive observation sessions give the students their first real view into the marvels of planned and purposeful teaching, of the interaction between student and teacher.
Now we're going to study what are some of the things that are present in the air. What is the air?
Here's Jimmy, 13, a squirmer, growing so fast he doesn't quite know what to do with his arms and legs.
Can you tell us, Jimmy?
Nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon dioxide.
Once he would have been a bad boy for not sitting still. But now we know better. Jimmy is a growing boy, and a teacher can help him learn as he grows. Here's Susan, 14, aware of her young womanhood, busy, liking her friends, wanting them to like her.
Susan, will you tell the class what you see?
Smoke from the candle is fogging up the glass.
Black smoke is causing white fog on the glass. Now look at it.
Oh, the water vapor from the burning candle in the air.
The water vapor from the burning candle in the air.
Once Susan would have been judged a silly, flighty girl. Now we know better. Susan is a growing girl, and a knowing teacher can help her learn as she grows.
That's right. Thank you, Susan. Now let's go on to the next experiment.
There's a pattern in Mr. Allen's class. He has planned it carefully, but it seems so easy and casual that no one notices. He has just begun another demonstration when...
Oh, I'm afraid we won't be able to complete this one today.
Poor planning on Mr. Allen's part? Of course not. Even the student observers are involved. They want to come back tomorrow and see what was about to happen when the bell cut him off. Mr. Allen planned it that way. And as Donna's observations go into her notebook, she begins to see a plan. the day's work in progress. It is as clear and definite for Donna now as it had been for Mr. Allen all along. Other plans are prepared and critically discussed. What are Donna's goals in this particular lesson? What materials will she use? What experiences can she provide for the students? How will she evaluate the results?
In testing for the components of food, this would be the lesson plan for the first day. I feel that I've included in it all the material that could be comfortably covered in one day, and in the following days we would test for the other components.
Your plan is fine, Donna, but suppose the interest of the class veers away from your plan. What is your job then?
Well, a good teacher can use almost any interest of the class. If she's alert, she generally can find a way to bring out the points which she's planned to make.
And of course, new teachers learn and understand the use of the new tools of their profession. Here, a crew of students are working on a closed-circuit TV program.
Okay, let's have a complete run-through.
Through the Audio-Visual Center, various types of equipment are available to teachers. Among these are the felt board, record player, film and slide projector, tape recorder, motion picture projector.
Teaching has come a long way since a blackboard and a map were the teacher's only tools.
There are many ways of keeping up with new developments. There are summer sessions where you can work towards an advanced degree. You can travel with professional groups during the summer. Then, of course, there are the professional organizations and their publications that are very helpful in keeping up with what's going on.
Do you have to belong to a teacher's organization?
You don't have to, but a professional person gives some time and support to his professional organization. I think that the best teachers are active on a local, state, and national level. And of course, it takes a national organization to be effective for the whole profession. Do you know the professional publications?
I read the article on professional ethics in the NEA Journal.
I've seen some special publications for math teachers, history, science, phys ed, music. I guess there's one for nearly every field.
Professional publications are a great help in keeping you up to date and on your toes.
Simple diagnostic measurements and their significance is a part of the special knowledge necessary to every teacher. Intelligence tests, reading comprehension tests, tests for special aptitudes are necessary tools, not for grading a child, but so the teacher can know better what the child needs and how to help.
Going to church.
The people are going to church.
How was that?
Good.
Could you get church clicked off like that? People going to...
Donna has the opportunity to study and observe special techniques, such as in the speech clinic. But Donna's aim is to teach science, so she must go far into biology. This means bacteriology, biochemistry, botany, zoology. She must dig further into mathematics and physics. She must develop a minor: chemistry, anthropology, human geography, and ecology. And with all this, a knowledge of history, of our American heritage. All young teachers look forward to actually working with children. Donna's first real chance comes with a science class field trip at a school camp, where students see and touch the many things they study.
This is Timmy. Does anybody know what kind of animal he is?
It's a raccoon. He's like a coonskin cat.
You can pet him if you want to.
Well, he's cute.
Timmy's a very young raccoon. When he gets older, he won't be as gentle, and he might bite or scratch you.
Can I hold him?
Sure, if you want to, but hold him gently. And don't make any quick movements that might scare him.
Oh, that's cute.
Here, let your teacher hold him.
Donna had to be brave about that raccoon. If she'd seemed afraid, how many of them might have become more timid and afraid of animals? Donna knows a good teacher tries not to pass on her own fears and prejudices to children. In every good college, the library is a major center of learning. Donna uses it with easy familiarity as one focal point of her college life. And of course, there are other phases, equally important. Games, rallies, dances, full sessions in the dorms, talk over coffee and cokes. All these are a part, an important part of every young person's college life.
I can't help but notice that as seniors, you all seem pretty confident of yourselves. Well, as a matter of fact, you do understand more than you realize now a lot of the things which we've studied. But there's one big hurdle still ahead of you, your internship of student teaching. Without that, without successfully completing a period of real teaching, no one can be certified as a professional teacher. Well, you'll be working under careful supervision. As a matter of fact, you'll meet your supervising teachers when you visit the schools next week. They've been carefully selected. They know and understand what we're trying to do here at the college. They'll want to help you. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Find out about conditions in the community. Go to a meeting of the Teachers Association. And when you start to teach, be sure that your progress reports are kept up to date.
Where are you going, Fran?
I'm going to Rosedale, a big new consolidated school.
I've got Springfield with only 200 kids.
Well, keep your eyes open and your mouth shut and don't try anything new.
I hear Eddie's going to teach some speech courses. Eddie!
How do you feel about this practice teaching? Scared?
Me? Of course not. I'm the girl that isn't afraid of anything. Remember the raccoon? I'm scared stiff.
Donna has been assigned to a junior high school. A fine new building with everything a teacher needs for her work. Such a building and facilities prove that the people of the community care about their children. Having the necessary materials to do a good teaching job makes teachers want to justify all the planning and hopes and money that have gone into it.
Mr. Adams?
Good morning, Donna. Getting settled all right at the Ellards?
Oh, yes. I like them very much.
Mrs. Ellard should be a big help in getting acquainted. 3 children of her own. She's very active in community affairs.
She asked me to go with her to the parent-teacher meeting tonight.
Good. I'll be there, too. We want our parents to see what our student teachers look like. And you'll see how much a good PTA can do for a school. Here, you take this seating chart. It will help you to get to know the students. Just observe for a day or two. Get the feel of things. Then we'll get down to brass tacks.
Teaching English.
This is Miss Donna Morgan, who will be working with me in science. She's made a fine record in college, and we're lucky to have her with us.
On behalf...
Donna knows she has a big job ahead of her.
Can I do it? All those children, so straightforward and honest with their questions, counting on me to be fair and truthful and to know so many things. Can I earn their trust? Can I keep from favoring a bright one at the expense of others who are not so quick? Can I keep from taking out my own feelings on the one who is bound to be mischievous? Can I get them interested in science and keep them as interested as I am? Can I ever be a good teacher?
You're here bright and early.
Well, I was just,
I know. You're wondering if you'll ever be able to do it. I can still remember my own student teaching days, believe it or not. Here, let's run over my plan for today. It's a little sketchy, I'm afraid, but I think you'll be able to understand it.
A plan for learning. Mr. Adams has given Donna something familiar. Donna knows how to make one, how to use it. The college has put firm ground under her feet.
You can follow what's going on.
But won't you?
Oh, I won't need it. Well, you can't teach without a plan, you understand that. But when you've been at it for a while, you won't need a piece of paper. You'll see. We've talked about sound coming from something that vibrates. Vibrations creating sound. So I strike this tuning fork, you hear sound, because the tuning fork is vibrating. At the same time, if I take a musical instrument and pluck one of its strings, you hear sound. Incidentally, almost the same sound you heard from the tuning fork, because in this case, the string is vibrating. Any vibrating source, a bell or a string or a tuning fork, sets up vibrations.
Mr. Adams is a good teacher. He keeps the class alive and sparkling.
I'd like you to see another way that we can create sounds through vibrations. This time, vibrations in columns of air. Here we have test tubes partly filled with an orange-colored liquid. You jazz fans may think of blue notes in music. See if I can create for you some orange-colored notes. At any rate, I'm going to blow across these test tubes. Can anyone tell me which column of air is going to have the highest note? John, what do you think?
The one with the shortest column of air.
John says the one with the shortest column of air will give us the highest note. Let's see if he's right. He was right. The shortest column of air, the highest note, the longer column of air, the lower note, and that's exactly the way wind instruments work that musicians play.
How can they get different sounds when they only have one hole to blow into?
That's a good question. Can any of you musicians answer, Valerie?
Well, with the clarinet, you have different keys to press to change the notes.
Mm-hmm. In the clarinet, by depressing and opening the keys, we change the column of air the sound vibrates in. Of course, it's obvious, isn't it, in a slide trombone, how we change the sound? Well, in addition to that, brass instruments can also change the notes by what the musician does with the tension of his lips at the mouthpiece, without any valves.
Donna cannot help but wonder if she herself will ever be able to do as well. It isn't long before Mr. Adams gives her a chance to find out. And Donna is conducting her first class on her own. Her own plan, her own full responsibility.
If you've ever been to a track meet of which one of the events has been a 100-yard dash? Mm-hmm. Well, generally, the starter has a gun, uses a gun to begin the race. Now, if you were timekeeper, would you start your stopwatch when you heard the gun or when you saw the flash from the gun? Kathy?
When I saw the flash?
That's right. But can you tell us why?
Oh.
Well, the runners are near the gun, but the timer is farther away, so it would take him longer to hear it.
Can you state that another way and make it a bit clearer? Well, let's try another example from something you've all observed in your environment. Take, for instance, the thunderstorm. Suppose we have a flash of lightning up here.
Having a good knowledge of her subject, a clear plan for the day's lesson, and most important of all, a sound understanding of how children learn.
Would you see the flash of lightning first?
Donna is going to succeed as a teacher, busy, giving happily of her strength and skill and understanding to new generations of children. She will be a professional, growing in her profession. For 100 years, men of great vision have worked, bringing to reality free public education for all. All knew that upon sound public education depended our whole concept of democracy. Free men, educated to govern ourselves. For 100 years and more, all the knowledge patiently gained by teachers, all their understanding of children and how they learn, all the efforts to improve the quality of their own teaching, have been gathered to create a constantly growing legacy in our colleges for teacher education. From these colleges, a continuing, replenishing force of new teachers goes out each year to the schools of America. For it is first as children that the opportunity for growth and learning is freely offered to every American. But even as our children grow and learn and are influenced by great men of history, they are being influenced even more deeply by other great Americans, thousands of professional teachers who are ever enriching our heritage, the heritage which is America's.